Working on the perspective room, there are 5 things you're going to need. So we'll go ahead and make a list up here on the ceiling. Just go ahead and label 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'll go through this real simple example that I have here. The number 1 thing you need to do is a window. So go ahead and write window, W-I-N-D-O-W. You're going to need 1. So in perspective, you do the edge closest to you first. So I have 2 different windows. You only need 1 though. So on the window on the left, use the side closest to you. And I'll just use a green colored pencil to kind of shade in which part I drew first, which is the line on the left. Okay, so I went ahead and drew this line first. I took the top and bottom to the vanishing point, and then I cut it off where I wanted it to stop. So go ahead and shade in this line on the left for the line that you draw first for a window on the left wall. Anything on the back wall though is just plain flat. You don't use the vanishing point on anything on the back wall. So if you have a window on the back wall, like I have this window here, it's a half circle window, which is called a circle head window. It doesn't matter which part you draw first, so I just kind of shaded like all that in again with the green colored pencil. So I went ahead and shaded that in. It doesn't matter which part you do first. So you need 1 window, but I have examples of 2. The number 2 thing you're going to need is you're going to need a door. So you can go ahead and write door, D-O-O-R for number 2. When you do a door, a doorway counts as a door. So over here on the right, I have a doorway. Again, you just draw one side first and you draw the side closest to you, which in this case is the line on the right, which is the side closest to you. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in the line here on the right. So I drew this line first, and then I went down to the vanishing point, and then I cut it off with another straight line. And then I drew a line here just to show the opening. So if you have a door or doorway on the right wall, you draw the right line first. The door here on the back wall, like I had said, it doesn't matter which part you do first. So I'm just going to go ahead and shade in the left, the top, and also the right side of this door, because it doesn't really matter which one you do first. So number 2 is a door, and a doorway counts as a door. The number 3 thing you need, okay, is a rug. So rug, just R-U-G. So I have a rug here on the floor, and once again, these things are just very plain and simple that I have. So I've got the top, the bottom, the left and the right part of the rug. In this case, the bottom part is closest to someone who's looking in the room, so the bottom part is closest to me. So I'm going to go ahead and shade this part in first. That's the part that's drawn first, and then the 2 ends go to the vanishing point, and then the cutoff is done on the far end. The far end is cut off. So that's the part of the rug that's done first for number 3. The number 4 thing you're going to need is a table, just T-A-B-L-E. Make sure you're getting your list written up here on the ceiling. And it's again, very simple table, just like a square table. So you've got the left side, the top side, front side, and you always draw the part closest to you. In this case, it's the front. Doesn't matter which line I draw first. So I'm just going to go ahead and shade this part in. This part is done first, okay? And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of shade it in a little bit like that. So this is the side that is done first. You don't do the left or the top first. So I drew this part. I went to the vanishing point, cut off the far end. Now, a very important corner is right here. So I'd like you to circle that corner right there. What happened is when I took my ruler and I went to the vanishing point, when I hit this line right here, okay, I hit this corner and then I went straight up. Okay, the reason why is because I hit the wall. So when you hit the wall with something, you've got to go straight up. If I would have just kept going to the vanishing point and then went straight up, it would look like the table's bolted to the chair, or excuse me, the table's bolted to the wall, or that the table is just like, busting and going right through the wall. So you want to make sure when you hit the wall, you stop and you go straight up. So that's an example of a table, and when you hit the wall, you have to stop and change directions like that. And then speaking of a chair, okay, number 5 is going to be a chair, C-H-A-I-R. Okay, again, real simple chair. We've got this top part, we have this side here, we've got this also top part to this section here, we've got this side part, we have this part that's kind of like an L shape. So for which part is done first is the part closest to you. In this case, it is this L shape. So I'm going to go ahead and shade this in. Doesn't matter which line on this you do first, okay? But this is the part that is done first. So you do this part shaped like the L. So then I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. So this is the part that is done first. This is the part closest to you as you're standing here looking in the room. Just like this was the front part of the table, this is like the front part of the chair closest to you. Again, a very, very important corner right here. You want to go ahead and circle that corner. Okay, so when I drew this, when I hit this line right here, when I hit the wall, I went straight up. If I would have kept going, I would have went like punched like through the wall, or it would be like the chair is like bolted to the wall, okay, and then coming out, which you don't see a lot of chairs bolted to walls. So whenever you hit the wall, you go straight up. Just like when I hit the wall here, I went straight up. When I hit the wall here, I went straight up. So once again, a very important corner. Same thing on the table and the chair also. So the table and the chair, same thing. You hit the wall and I went straight up. So that is the fifth thing you need to have in your room. And this is the order you want to go in also, because they get just each one, they get progressively a little more challenging and a little more, take a little bit longer to do. And what you need after that is plus 5, okay, large details. Plus 5 large details. So just L-A-R-G-E for large, and details is D-E-T-A-I-L-S. Plus 5 large details. So you could repeat something you already done. You can do something in addition. Okay, like if I wanted to add like a floor lamp or a flat screen TV, there's lots of things you can add for details. Now I also already have some here that I already count. For example, I have one window, I have 2 windows. So I can count one of these windows as an extra large detail because I only need 1 window. Okay, so I can go ahead and cross this out. So I no longer need plus 5, now I need plus 4. I'll count that window right there as an extra like large detail. I've got a door and a doorway. I only need something that counts as 1 door, and a doorway counts as a door. So I'll count this as my door, for example, and so I will go ahead and count the other one as an extra large detail because I do not need a door and a doorway. I just need one thing. So that takes me down to plus 3 large details. Something you can add also. If you have 3 small details that are close together, that can count as a large detail. So for example, I have a doorknob. Say I would want to add maybe a deadbolt lock. So I was kind of sketching like a little deadbolt lock. Maybe I'm going to have maybe a light switch right over here. Okay, I have like a couple little light switches right here. So now I have an area where I have a doorknob, a deadbolt lock, and a light switch. So if you have 3 small items, okay, 3 small details in an area together, that can count as a large detail. So that means I'm down to plus 2. Okay, so something else I could add, I've already mentioned maybe I want to add a flat screen TV in this area. Maybe I'm going to add like a table on top of the rug, like a coffee table. I could add another rug over here that goes down this hallway, just like a runner, they're called, that goes down the hallway. There's lots of things you can do. Additional details that go with something you already have, like you're going to want to add like something you see out the window, okay, or like curtains or the ground in the sky or something, and that doesn't really count. That's just something that actually goes with the window. One other final thing that's very, very important. Notice how the doorway and the door and the window here on the door and then the window over here on the left wall. Notice how they go above the horizon line. Okay, the horizon line is your eye level. It's almost how tall you are, but not quite how tall you are. So it's very important that the doorways and the windows go above the horizon line a little bit. Okay, that way when someone goes in and out of the door, they don't have to duck or they're not going to hit their head. If someone stands there in the room and is looking out, once again, they don't have to duck in order to look out the window. So the horizon line is an eye level for how tall the person is in the room. So it's very important you have the windows and doors go above the horizon line. That's something very important also. We don't want them to stop below that. They need to go above it a little bit like this. So anyway, just to kind of recap a little bit, you're going to need to do a window, a door, a rug, a table, a chair, and please go in that order, and then 5 large details of your choice. And you can repeat things you've already done. You can add things in addition. You can also count a small group of 3 as a large detail as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and explain how we actually start working on just kind of the layout, the format, starting point of the large room. And then we will be using this for ideas and the order of going through things on that large room. So thank you very much for watching.